Hey guys! So today I'm going to be talking about contouring. This is a very requested video and I'm very excited to do it. I talked about this brush. I used it in a month and a half ago or so in a video, and I got so many requests to talk about it more in depth, and I'm very excited to, because I must say right off the bat, this brush has changed my life when it comes to contouring and sculpting out anyone's face. It makes it so easy. I mean, a monkey could contour with this brush. So go NARs, you guys did an amazing brush. Awesome job. Okay, so this right here is the NARS. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's ITA, so I don't know if it's ITA or ITA, but the NARS ITA brush is the name of this bad boy. It is small and it is oh so powerful. So I'm just going to demonstrate of how I personally contour. So right now I have my makeup done with nothing on the face. So I don't have the highlight, I don't have the contour or the blush or any of that. I just have powder set right here in this area just to set the nose and T-zone, because that always just falls apart on me. So that's all I really have going on, along with foundation on the face. So I'm just going to show you step by step how I contour. So today I'm going to be using the Benefit Hoola Bronzer. I figured, I am sorry, this pinky is going to be all up in the camera the entire time. It's so awkward, so I'll try to use my left hand as much as possible. This is the Benefit Hoola Bronzer. This is a really beautiful universal bronzer. I think that basically anybody can use this shade. It's not too orange and it's not too brown. It looks like that inside. I always used to go look at it and be like, that's way too light. It's not going to be a bronzer for me. And I used to be an NC40 in MAC foundation, which is like a golden olivey medium dark tone. And it's very tan, and I would look at this and be like, that's not going to work as a bronzer on me. And then I saw someone else on YouTube say the same thing, and then how they got it and it worked, and I was like, maybe I should just try it. And I don't even remember who that person was, but then when I purchased it and brought it home, it did. This color is awesome. So then I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to just dip it in here like this and just do a few swirls. That's all I do. So I have this much on my brush. I'm not going to leave it like that, so I'm going to just tap off the excess, so just a little bit fell off in that process. Okay, all right, so I'm going to be using the viewfinder. I don't have a mirror right now. I only have the camera with the viewfinder flipped around, so that's what I'm using to contour. So wish me luck, because the viewfinder is like this big. All right, so what a rule of thumb always is to start from, grab this, to start from the top of your ear down to the corner of your mouth. That's usually the rule. So right there you can see, if I create a shadow there, that's going to make this area pop out. And this is the area that we want to bring attention to. So right there is where you're going to want to start. If you bring it down too low, then you're going to make your cheekbones look saggy. So make sure you get up pretty high, but you never ever want to go higher than the top of your ear. And you want to make sure that you're not doing this either. You don't want to make the line up there. Otherwise, you're going to have too much space here and your face is going to look out of proportion. Proportion? Yeah. Okay. So make sure you start from the ear and make sure you angle it towards the corner of that mouth. Alright, so I'm going to start with this brush right here, and I'm just going to touch that area. Now with this brush, what I do, this is very awkward with my pinky, what I do is I start here, and then I just kind of wiggle right in there. And I'm not going to go any further than that. So now you can see that line that I have. I do not bring it down all the way, because if I bring it down into this area and when I'm looking head on at someone, it's gonna look too sculpted. Now if you're doing drag queen makeup, that is something you're gonna wanna do. You're gonna wanna contour all the way to the mouth. But when you're doing everyday beauty, glamour, HD, TV ready makeup, anything like that, you know, brides, you're not gonna want your contour to come all the way to your mouth unless you really want a dramatic contour. Now we can bring it there lightly, but not yet. So just make sure you do that on both sides. So again, you just a couple of rubs in that bronzer, and then you want the excess off. Sorry, my voice is still coming in and out from being sick. So you can see on that brush, there is not that much powder on there. It's very light. And so we're gonna do the same thing with this side right here, starting from the top of that ear, and just bringing it towards the lip area, but not all the way. So you can see how intense that line is. We want that line to be intense though. Now, without grabbing any other powder, so there's nothing on here, no bronzer left over, we're just gonna take this and we're going to just go up and down. So before we went side to side, and now we're gonna go up and down. And this is going to blend this contour out. Now you don't want this to be huge windshield wiper motions. You don't want to be going like this right now, because it's gonna pretty much defeat the purpose. Sorry, I have like a hair know when you have like a microscopic little hair that's just tickling your face? So you just want to kind of wiggle it around just to blend that out gently. And at this point, if you want to bring it down closer to the mouth area, that's when you can do this. I would not recommend initially going in and going like this and bringing a line down. It's going to be too much in my experience. So at this point, now that you don't have that much, now you can bring it down. And I prefer, instead of doing an extreme straight line, I prefer to slightly round it by going kind of down and up and curving the cheek. That way you look like you have that cheek right here is really popping, so you have that curved look where it's swooping around. It's more natural. So I'm just going to swoop that area in there and move it around. And at this point, I don't have anything additional on my brush, so I'm just kind of messing with stuff. So you can see right there how different that is as opposed to that line, how we blended that out, and that looks so much more natural. So then again, we just wiggle. So all you do is put it on in an intense line and then wiggle it up and down. And then I begin to swoop again. I make that motion going up, down, and up, just swooping it in to that area. And of course, you know, you'll hear the classic make the fishy face and contour, which you can do, but I've noticed that when you do that, all it really does is suck in this area, which is not where I want to concentrate my contour. I want to concentrate it back here. And when you, it doesn't really do much other than pop that cheekbone out and suck this area in. So it's never really helped me. I've never asked a client to make the fishy face before. I just asked them to relax, and if their cheekbones are extremely hidden or they pretty much don't have any, then I will just line it up and make the line where I know it's supposed to go. The fishy face has never really helped me out in my experience. So there you have that. And then what I will do is take a little bit more. I never contour my face in just that area and walk away. You always want to take it somewhere else. So I'm holding it sideways again like this, and I'm going to hit right here. Here's your temple. I would say go right above it in the hairline, because if you're going to do this area and then the temples, that's not enough. You have to get up here. So I always suggest doing this area, bringing it down. You would like your highlight to be above the brow that swoops down, and here in this area. So you would want that bronzer, that darker contour, to be under that highlight and above that highlight to cover it, so that your face looks like a heart. And your eyebrows should be the arches of the heart. So if you imagine it like this, everything inside of that heart should be a light color. Everything outside of that heart could be a dark color. That doesn't necessarily mean that everything in that area should be dark, but that's just kind of a rule of thumb, is use the brows, and everything inside needs to stay light. Going down to the corner of the lips, you want to use the eyebrows as the arc, going down right in here. This should remain light, and then everything around it you can contour. But for now, this is very easy and basic. And so we'll do the same thing right here. And we'll just drag that along. Like so. And then I'm going to leave the center of my forehead light, because I personally like it looking like so. I don't like to drag it down on my forehead. I think it can make you look a little muddy and dirty, like you just kind of threw bronzer on, and it can be overwhelming. So I like to just contour this area right here under the cheekbone, and then of course you can take your brush, pull your hairline back, and then just lightly, with nothing additional on it right now, this is just the brush with anything that could be left over, sweep it in here so that you don't have any like stark white areas in between the bronzer here and here. Just kind of slide it along. Just like that. And if you want, you can take a lighter powder at this point, and then you can lighten this area and this area, and that will make your contour even more intense. I'm going to use Max Margin because it's just sitting in front of me, so why not? I'm going to take that and just put that on the cheeks. I'm trying to see what I'm doing. I'm using the viewfinder. I'm going to take Sigma's F35 tapered highlighting brush, and I'm going to take the Stila Duo cheek highlighter right here, and I'm just going to lightly highlight the cheekbones Oh, the contour actually looks good. I was scared that in person it wouldn't look good because I was using the viewfinder, but it actually looks nice. Sweet. You can take the highlight and drag it in other areas where we typically highlight. And there you go. All right, and of course, if you want to make it more dramatic, you can go back, you can deepen it up. If you want to make it more intense than this and this is not enough for you, what you would want to do is dip it back in there and then just accentuate it right here. You would just want to go like this and then walk away just to give that one extra line, just to give a little pop. And then that will give just a little bit more dimension in there. That is more extreme. That's something that I would definitely stay away from during the daytime unless you really want that look. But that's definitely the evening time look to make that way more intense and dramatic. So you can see literally that brush makes contouring so easy. It is insane. Anyone can contour with this brush. All you have to do is just wiggle it back and forth. It's awesome. I will also list the products that I'm wearing on my face because I know you guys always have a lot of questions about stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something and I will see you soon. Mwah! Bye.